Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back. Don's Hot Rod Garage, Big Don with you. This is just a video of basically where I'm at right now on the 55 convertible. Where I left off, I was trying to make some room in the garage, which I cleaned up some walking space, things like that in here. Got some things organized, but I was gone 2 weeks ago. I went up to my boss has got a cabin in northern Wisconsin on the lake, a family cabin that's been in their family for a long time. And I went up there with my wife and my two daughters and my daughter's boyfriend. We was up there for a week, Gordon, Wisconsin, and we went to a little town. We went to a couple little towns, but one that was really cool in Wisconsin was Hayward, Wisconsin. If anybody knows where that is, that's a real cool little town. So I couldn't work on the convertible that week. I was out of town. So this past week, I worked all the way up 6 days a week, all the way up to today, which is Sunday. I had today off. And in Columbus, Ohio, Sundays are rainy days. So it's been raining off and on all day today. And where I left off on this car right here, this 55 convertible, it's sitting on the new one-piece floor, and that's all bolted down. But I need to fit the actual floors to the car itself. And now they're fitting good in the back and down the sides, but I want to kind of clean up all the gaps, all the fender and door gaps before I weld the floor in there solid. Because when I got this car was in pieces. The guy took it apart to restore it and decided it had too much rust. He didn't want to put the floors in and things like that, which is how I ended up with the car. And I always knew I was going to have to fix some rust in the floors. The trunk's got some rust in it. The trunk floor is not rotted out, but it's just weak, if that makes sense. It's kind of pitted up to where it makes it weak. And then convertible has a special plate on each side right by the wheel wells. And the right side's solid, but the left side it's kind of rusted and it's kind of broke loose, and that kind of holds your back tub area. And the reason that I'm being so cautious on this car is because there's a lot of different areas that you could have a little bit off and not realize it. And I put plenty of bracing in there to where the doors are still shutting like they was before I did the floors. So I know that, the distance from the quarter to the door hinge, that hasn't moved any. But these convertibles, if they're not done right, you can run into some issues. And I've never done a one-piece floor in a convertible. I've done a lot of floors and rust repair, unfortunately, throughout my years. It's about wore me out on rust repair. Around Ohio, we get so much friggin' rain. It's not even the snow and the salt that kills them. It's the rain, the moisture constantly, where they have to live inside a garage that has ventilation in there to keep the floor dry. They have to stay inside of a garage to stay solid. If they're outside for any amount of time at all in Ohio, you might as well just kiss them goodbye. Too much rain. So anyways, what I was hoping to do on my next day off that is dry is be able to roll the car outside where I can kind of look at the doors and fit the doors. Probably even fit the front end, because it's just loosely bolted on there. And then once I do that, I'll feel a lot better about welding in the floors. And a lot of it's been like 12 or 13 days, almost 2 weeks since I did a video. A lot of people was like, hey man, you okay? Yeah, I'm here. I'm just, the family vacation was nice. I didn't want to come home. And then you come home and you get a day off, and I don't know if you could hear it, but it's thundering. It's thundering out there right now. So, but let me show you what I'm talking about. So anybody that's familiar with a Tri-5 knows that all these gaps through here, they can be an absolute nightmare to get right. But when I got this car, the doors wasn't on it, and I just hung them on there. And you can see that one it's kind of out. If we look at the gap, see how it's real fat up there? And the door needs to be tilted in. So I need to be able to roll the car outside where I could swing the doors open and refit the doors. And I might even put this on there, and even the front bumper maybe. Because I just want to make sure that everything is happy. Like this side's not too bad, but you can see that the door needs to come in and the fender needs to come in. And the hood actually fits decent, but it's really tight over there. So, because once I get the floors fitted in this car, I'm going to do the rockers, the outer rockers, and the front portion of the quarter panels. So I want to make sure that the door is nice and square back there with the quarter panel, and then fits real good up here, and then fits real good there, and then also fits the rocker real good, because these rockers are original and they've never been off the car. So I don't want to put on new rocker panels to a door that's not quite perfectly fit to the body of the car. So that's why I haven't done any welding yet. I need to be able to roll this car outside. I mean, because the floors are fitting in here great. They even all up in here and down the sides, they're fitting real good. And even this bracket, see if I can get you on it. That's landing right on top of that. So everything's good in here. I just gotta, fix these little gap issues, rehang these doors. As you can see the distance, I mean, that's out easily a 1/4 inch. It needs to be pushed in. But I unlatched the top today and latched it back, so it's all fitting. It's all fitting the way it should. But even stuff like this, you got to make sure that seems kind of tight up here, almost like the door needs to fall down some in the back. But it's a process. I can't do any welding on it until all that is happy, until both doors fit the quarter and the firewall right, and then I get the nose. I might even put the back bumper on it also, because a convertible, it doesn't have the top like a Nomad. If you did floors in a Nomad, as long as you brace your doors, your quarter panel to the firewall and across, there's no way the roof is it's got too much structure in it. A convertible can move a lot of different ways, but I know that the floors are sitting onto the frame the way it's supposed to, and all that lines up. I'm just being super picky, and I want to make sure that everything, from the naked eye, when you're looking at the car from 10 feet away or something, you can watch the flow from the taillight all the way up to the headlight and make sure everything's happy. And then I'll weld the floors in, because to put spot weld the floor around the perimeter, that's nothing. That's just holding the trigger. That's nothing at all. It's like a paint job on a car, when you're stepping on parts again. When you're walking through a car show and you see that perfectly slick paint job, all you're seeing is the paint. You're not seeing all the work that it took to get the paint on there, all the work before that, all the body work or patches or block sanding or metal finishing or prep work, and then the wet sanding and the buffing. It's a lot of work, but that's what I need to do. I need to get everything happy, get all my gaps to where everything is looking real nice, to where I know that the actual body is sitting back down onto the floors and everything is happy. And then I'll I'll weld it in, and we'll get on to the next thing. Because then I can paint the firewall, and I got the engine over there. You can't barely see it, but and then once I get this one done, I got to put one-piece floor in this car. So I don't know if you could even see in there or not, but the floors are solid in this car, but it was back before they made the one-piece floor. So it's individual pieces. You know, we complain about having to do a little bit of fabrication work to these floors, but wasn't that long ago where you couldn't even get a one-piece floor. And if you did, it had a big old ugly seam the whole way down where it was two halves welded together. So to have to do minor work to these floors to get them in there, I mean, look at the finished product, you know. Back in the 80s, they was cutting apart whole cars to get these floors out of here. So we got it, you know, when it comes to floors, if you got to do a little work to them, we got it made compared to how it was back then. So that's just an update. I'll get back on the car. I don't know if it's kind of a low I'm going through. I don't think so. I don't get a lot of lows. Sometimes I do. It's just you think about stuff. You know, I had such a fun week there with my kids. Just being a dad kind of makes you think about stuff in life. You know, you don't get a chance to be a dad, you know, once really. So I'm not making any excuses. I'm just I gotta transition back from the easy life, spending time with the family, which that still will be there. That's no big deal. But I gotta get back out and get onto the nitty gritty. I just need a dry day to be able to roll it out there where I can really gap it out real good and make sure everything's happy. Then I'll burn it together, because once I weld the floor in across the front and everything's happy, then I'll start doing the outer rocker panels and then the section in front of the quarter panels. Then after that, I don't know. I know everybody's going to say to do the trunk floor right now, but guys, honestly, I'm sick of metal work. I'd rather do mechanical work. I'd rather do body work. I'd rather do block sanding. I'd rather do putty work. I could do the metal work, but I hate it. Ask anybody. I mean, I do a real decent job at it, not to toot my own horn, but I hate metal work. I hate it. But anyways, we'll get it. I just need a dry day. Dry day to be able to roll it out there, and I don't know. I guess see my hard work. Roll it outside and see it outside sitting there. Knowing that it's got new floors in it. They just need to be welded solid in there. And then I can, you know, get everything lined out the way it's supposed to be. And then one last thing before I let you guys go. There's a friend of mine. I don't really know him that well, but I feel like I do. I watch his channel because he's a real Tri-5 guy. I mean, he goes above and beyond. He's slick, and you guys might even watch his channel. But his name is Dan's Tri-5 Garage. I believe that's right. I'll leave it in the description. But I think it's Dan's Tri-5 Garage. I believe he's in Wisconsin. But he's trying real hard to get to 1,000 subs, and he's pretty close right now. I think he's at almost 850 or something like that. So, but he's a real deal. He knows a lot about Tri-5s. I enjoy watching his channel. So if you guys are browsing around on YouTube and you want to see, you know, he's got a lot of cool Tri-5s also, but he's real slick on his information and his knowledge of them. Check him out, and if you don't mind, if you enjoy his channel, give him a sub. Let's try to get him up over 1,000, because he's working real hard at it. He just did a video. I think yesterday. It was real slick. He got a key puncher. He can make his own GM keys. I've never even seen that before. But anyways, check him out. So next sunny day, I'll get this car out. And I'll start doing some gapping on it, get all that happy, you know, get all my gaps happy, and I'll do some filming on it. But I'll get back to dropping videos a little bit more regular. You know, you get one day off a week and it rains, you know, you're sleepy all day because you're just sitting inside watching TV. At least me. I like to have the garage door open and see the world. It ain't no fun being in the garage with the garage door shut. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. You know, all of us little guys, we try the best we can to you know, put out something that's enjoyable. So like, comment, subscribe. I'll catch you guys on the next video.